Hello scholars, we are going to discuss about technical analysis. Today's video will be the starting video. In live session, we discussed broad or general framework of trading and investing. We will go to the now specific point of analysis, and it will be easy to correlate the things as per we do in a day-to-day life practice. So let's say you send patient to the radiology department for MRI or CT scan. So there is a technician who acquires the images by taking the help of machine CT scan, MRI, X-ray. Then the images are analyzed by radiologist and he gives a report. And then that report and considering the entire scenario, patient condition and all the factors, physician makes some decision to regarding the treatment. And then he tells RMO, that is a medical officer, also junior, to execute that decision. And after execution of this decision or treatment plan, then sisters or staff nurse do the monitoring and observation. How do you remember this? RADEO, radio. Start with the radio. So this is a technician job, radiologist job, physician job. Education related things we have discussed in a live session. Our main focus is now in this research and analysis. So this is how it works. Technician do the scan and research means data collection and processing. Radiologist do the analysis. Physician makes decision. RMO does the execution and sisters do the observation. Radio, RADEO, radio. What are the parts of each department? Research or job of technician is to collect the input. Input means that data input from the machine, CT, MRI, X-ray scan. Then processing and then display on the image or computer or software. Now in previous era, especially in X-ray, processing is not much required. Whatever the data is acquired, it is just plotted. But in CT scan and MRI, processing is required. Similarly, in a technical analysis, when we plot the raw price data without processing, we can do the analysis. As well as there are indicators where processing is done and then plotting. But this is the one and same thing. This is a tedious job. Manually, it will be very difficult. So nowadays we are lucky that we have software for doing data collection, processing, display. Everything is ready-made in our plate. We just have to analyze it as like a radiologist do the images. However, in this video, I'm going to discuss the how technician also does, so that you will get the some ideas what goes behind the scene in the processing. So that if there why it is necessary, because if there is some problem in the data acquisition or plotting, processing, the interpretation will be the incorrect. That is why radiologists are trained in the scanning technique in the residency. They know how to do the CT scan, MRI. Because if something happens with the data, interpretation is wrong. So I'll explain the input, processing, display. You don't have to do manually, but it just for the understanding purpose. So don't get scared by the numbers and all the calculation. You don't have to do it. It is already there in the trading view and all charting softwares. Then analysis, what things we do in a technical analysis is we need to answer 4 questions. Direction of price, speed of price movement, levels of turning points, and volatility. These 4 questions we have to answer in technical analysis. DSLV, direction, speed, level, volatility. We are going to discuss detail about this. This is just introduction or path where we are going to do the technical analysis. What is the purpose of, and this is actually purpose as well, purpose of technical analysis, because we should know why we are doing what we are doing. If we are doing some technical analysis, then what is the purpose? Purpose is to make a decision, buy or not buy, sell or not sell. And how do we make decision? That decision is based on our analysis of the price, direction, speed, levels, and volatility. Then decision will come into picture, buy or not buy, sell or not sell. This is very easy after understanding of analysis. And the execution is just placing the order, buy order or sell order or money management. And observer is monitoring what happens after you take the position. Now, to understand the technical analysis, you need a basic understanding of seventh grade subject, geometry, arithmetic, statistics. It maybe not be seventh, but you all learn in the second year MBBS. This statistics. In there is a subject called as biostatistics, and if you are reading the any journal or research, there is 100% that there is a some component of statistical discussion. That means most of you are already aware. If not, I request you to watch videos, step 1 video number 12, 13, 14. I have already discussed how to calculate standard deviation, what is correlation. Z score we have not discussed, but you can learn yourself from the YouTube or Google about Z score. These are very basic things. If it won't be possible for me to explain the content which is supposed to be known to everyone. Now, for example, in a geometry, we use the concept, geometrical concept like line. That means if there are three dots, if we join, it becomes line. So line concept, channel, cycle, triangle, rectangle. These are the basic geometric concept that we are going to use. In arithmetic, we do the take the ratios, rates, exponential, logarithm. These are arithmetic operations. I hope you can watch this video posted in the web LMS, as well as there must be many videos on the YouTube about what is logarithm, what is exponential function. For example, when we talk about amount is equal to P into 1 plus rate percentage power n. This is exponential function. Okay. This is multiplication. This is addition. So these things I presume that you all know, because if I go into that detail, then this course will be very long. Then we are going to discuss the physics as well, laws of motions. I'll discuss the Einstein theory and as well as Newton's theory in the technical analysis. Commerce knowledge is required to understand the fundamental analysis. Social sciences, stories, psychology, all things come into picture when we become investor. In fact, I would say that stock market is the only specialty which combines all knowledge of all branches. That means sciences, commerce, arts, and everything. So that is why a stock market is very interesting. It has a knowledge of geography, history, politics, economics, mathematics, physics, psychology, biology. For example, COVID, which come into the picture, biology, everything come into picture, and it's very interesting. These things we will have to, few things you will have to learn yourself. These are the basics. Okay, then I'll discuss that research analysis part. So what is the data input for the technical analysis? So there are three pieces of information. One is time frame, prices, and volume. The first thing first, time is a continuous. We have to divide that time into small unit. Okay, so let's say we can divide that into 1 day or 1 hour or 15 minutes. So time frame is the time unit to record OHLC prices. What is OHLC? Open, high, low, close. For example, if you select this time frame, that means you want to collect the data between 9:15 to 10:15, 1 hour. So at the beginning, there is open price. At the end of the time frame, close price. There might be highest price during that time frame and lowest price during that time frame. So time frame is a time unit which is used to record OHLC prices, and this time frame is used to do the technical analysis. So understanding of time frame is extremely important, because the other analysis depend upon time frame only. If you select the daily time frame, the data will be different. If you select the 1 minute time frame, data will be different. But data means price data is usually open, high, low, close. So opening price, highest price during that time frame, lowest price, and that closing price, the last price during that time frame. Write down one exception. In a daily time frame, the closing price is the average price of last 30 minutes. Okay. But on smaller time frame, closing price is the last price. This is the difference. If you take the daily data, the closing price is the last average price of last 30 minutes. If you take the smaller time frame, less than daily, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, the close price is last price. And then there is volume, number of shares traded, number of contract traded. At WealthCon, we usually don't use volume because it does not add additional information which price can't give. The people who are expert or experienced, they can use it, but here we avoid volume discussion because it does not add too much information. Price tells everything, okay, and then volume gets unnecessary distraction. But those who are experienced, they can do themselves at the personal level. So what is the data input? Data input is time frame and price data. Okay, then some averaging might be done, so processing might be done, or display. So let's discuss how do we get the data. I'm just showing here. You don't have to do it, or if you are too interested or keen in Excel, you can do it. Otherwise, software does this. Suppose you want to find the data of TCS of last 1 year, and or we can go into resources, or even data is available here as well in the same company, and you can download this data. Okay, but I will show the resources. That will be much easier. Go to the resources, click on the historical report. So this is the data of capital market, derivative market, debt market. Let's focus on capital market, that is a share market, in which you see that the index data is there as well as shares data is there. Okay, ETF data is also there. That means exchange traded funds. So if I click here, you get the window and you select which company you want to select. Suppose here, and if I want to select 1 year data, you can just download this data, okay, in Excel file. I already downloaded, so to save your time, this is how that data will look like. Please note, this is, you don't have to do this manually, but I'm showing you here because we are understanding the basics. For example, in second year MBBS, we did the manually urine blood investigation. Now we don't do it, or no one does it now. Machines does it, but for still second year MBBS student must be doing manual blood urine examination. So let's see from that point of view. This will be raw data available. Here is the time frame, or this is a daily data. That means this single row represent information of that particular day. So 9th March 26 year. Now this is in latest first and backward. Okay, this is a previous closing data. That means 6th, this information. So previous closing was on 6th March. So first you, I'm just showing you, we don't need this, but just see what is the information. Open price, first इसको delete कर दो, so it will not get confused. So let's see the 6th March. I'll just highlight that with color. This is open price, high price, low price, and this is supposed to be close price in lower time frame, but in daily time frame, close price is average price. So open, high, low, close price. Average price you don't need. Okay, thereafter traded, this is volume data. We also don't need volume data. Okay, so I removed unnecessary data, and I just took the, by purification, by changing the order. Now this is from the historical, from March 25 to 26 data. So we got the time frame. We call this as a daily time frame. Hourly and week 1 minute data we cannot download, but we can directly see the chart on the broker view. But conceptually, this is more than enough for understanding time frame and prices. So this is a time frame, daily time frame, open, high, low, close prices here. If we plot the raw prices, just take this value and insert. Okay, closing prices. So insert chart is on the top, so I inserted here. This is how line chart look like. No processing, just plotting. Raw data, line chart. So this is how geometry look like. Y-axis is the price. So this is a y-axis. Okay, and x-axis will be the time now. Okay. So these are the x-axis is the time, y-axis is the price. This is a simple line chart. No processing is done. Simply plotting the chart against the time. This is called as time series. So data can be divided into time series data and cross-sectional data. The price data is time series data. That means this price is tagged to that particular time or date. It is not random. It has to be in a sequence of time. So we understood the plotting, single price plotting. If you want to plot all these four prices, we can do plot all these four prices by using the Excel as well. If you go select all, go here, more scatter chart, stocks, and this is how you can plot. Okay, which I already plotted here and adjusted. This is the all four prices, open, high, low, close. And you might have seen this word candlestick, par, candlestick, candlestick. This is going to be repeated 100 times, so don't worry. What I'm showing here is the raw data and plotting. Software does it for yourself. You don't have to do it here. For example, this. Okay, software does everything for you, so you don't have to do it. Then this is the raw plotting data. What about processing? So the first phase is data collection and plotting, like X-ray, where data is just plotted in along the on the film. That's it. No processing, further processing. What about CT MRI? There is a lot of processing going on. Similarly, here also we can have the processing different ways. I'm just giving example. Suppose if I take the average, okay, of this last few prices, let's say I'll give number here, 1, 2. Don't get scared by this Excel. You don't have to do manually, but for learning, I'm just showing you. Suppose if I take the average price of, this is closing price, okay? So average price of last 10 days. So this is the average price of last 10 days. If I move this box 1 day forward, so it will take the previous 10 days. That means first date will be excluded. Okay. So that means again I move one box forward, this 10-day data will take. If again I take 1 day again forward, it will take. This is called as look back period. That means you are standing here and looking backward for last previous 10 days and collecting the data. So this is look back period. So understand the difference between time frame and look back period. Look back period is the time period which is used to calculate indicator and the data input. So this is average. If we plot the average price, let's say I'll plot the closing and average price both together. Let us see what will see. Okay, so you can see that this orange is the price line chart only, but this is a processed average price, and this blue is raw data, raw price. So this is a processed information. This is called as moving average. Why moving? Everyday data is moving ahead. So moving average. There can be others as well. For example, if I take the ratio of current prices to historically 10 days ago. So this is a ratio, just ratio. We can plot this price as well, ratio. Let's put ratio first. What I'm showing is, okay, so now this is a ratio chart. It is just simply ratio. What if I take the just difference? That means current price subtracted 10 days ago price. So this is a difference. Only price difference. Can say this is the ratio. This is the average. Okay, these are the processing. If we plot this difference, okay, this is the difference. This everything is done by software automatically. You don't have to do it manually. But I suggest if you are curious, you do manually once or twice so that you will remember lifelong. If you are not tech savvy, you can watch this video once or twice. That is also enough. This is how our trading view looks like. Whatever I shown you is a manual on Excel. You don't need Excel, but just for a basic understanding where we get the understanding how this data is collected, processed, and plotted. For example, this is the TCS price. If I plot the only closing prices, this is the closing price data. Okay, closing price, everyday closing price is taken. If I take the four prices, this is how it will look like. Okay, 1 day time frame. We can change the time frame data as well. This is 1 day. If I can make 1 hour, so this one candle, this is called as candle. We'll discuss candle later on, but one candle represent information of one time frame. You can see that cursor moving. So here this candle is starting at 9:15. So this is 1 hour candle. Second next candle is starting at 10:15, then 11:15. So these are the candles. Okay, we can select even a smaller time frame data like minute as well. Now whether it is paid or I don't know, but in broker we take minute easily. Okay, so one candle represent 1 minute data in which price will be open, high, low, close. Okay, suppose here you can see the okay, this candle started at, you can see the time at the bottom, 11:05. Next is 11:06. So this candle represent the time frame between 11:05, that 1 minute data, open, high, low, close. This is the next 1 minute data, then next minute 1 minute data. So this is the time frame and plotting. This is just raw price plotting. There is no processing. Suppose if you want to see the process, how that is processed, we click the indicator, and if you type moving average, simple moving average I shown in the Excel, and if we can change this as well. Let's say 10 period, look 10 period. Okay, look back period. So this blue one is now another time series which represent the average price. Suppose how these lines look like. Lines means, so this dot is calculation. Okay, there is always calculation behind that. Okay, this dot represent one number, that is calculation which we did here. Okay, this calculation is the number. Okay, this numbers dot, and when we join that dot, it becomes automatically line. Okay, so if you make the only price line, what happened? Line chart. So this was the price chart, original price chart. If I make it a different color, black color. Okay, so this black one is the original price chart, and this blue one is the average price chart, moving average price chart. We can make it a linear as well, so it looks like this. But lines consist of points. This is the mathematics or geometry. Lines consist of points. So this is the plotting by process data. Blue is a process data. This black one is a raw data plotting. So I discussed in video input, plot, processing, and display. Display means this is a display, how it is presented. Okay, so in this video what I discuss is the technician's part. You don't have to do all technician part. You have to work only radiologist part. That we'll discuss later on. Okay, thank you very much.